Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're critiquing the world's greatest athletes while eating nachos on your sofa, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
You watching me again?
Yeah, well, maybe. You just made that awkward.
All right, so set the Olympics to record, because tonight we're talking about planning for the HQ promotion Reach the Summit with JT Coffee. Live audience, share your thoughts. We want to hear from you. And of course, we have no land monkey tonight. So JT Coffee gets the intro tonight. It says, it's time to bring in our caffeinated conspirator. Some say she never goes anywhere without a plan. And others say her little black book is worth its weight in smileys. All we know is she's called JT Coffee.
That was amazing. Hello, everyone.
There you go. You get your own land monkey intro.
Ooh,
Yeah.
There's got to be a souvenir in there somewhere.
There should be.
Yep.
All you got to do is kick Land Monkey out and come on, and you get the intro.
There you go. He's not here to defend it, so.
I was going to say, it seems like I'm already halfway there.
Nicely done. Hey, folks, a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help keep this podcast coming to you each and every week. Thanks to Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. Remember, the Shark Store has moved and now it's open. Especially, oh, look at that. Oh, wait, I need to do this. Especially on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We got to get those hours right. One of the most favorited geocaches can always be found right out front of the store. And the other Denali level sponsor is Gold Country Geotourism. Look at these graphics we have. I mean, this is worth the watch right here.
It's something in the schemes of everything.
Oh, it is. They want to remind you that to start planning, and that's what we're going to help you do tonight, start planning for travel when it opens back up. Go to exploregoldcountry.com and learn more about the Geo Tour and the region. And folks, you know, we need to know before we go, because there's still a lot of fires going on in Gold Country. There's a lot of fires going on in Washington State. You know what? We just need to keep all those affected by the fires in our thoughts and our prayers. You guys are important to us, so we want to think about you. So you could always go to just Google Know Before You Go, and you'll find out what's open, what's closed. There's a lot of closures going on. So there you have it. Now, without a great segue from that, we're going to jump right into the glow because, well, I didn't have a good segue. I got a little serious there. Oh, thank you. JT Coffee has to put on sunglasses for the glow because it's that bright.
The glow is that bright.
Yes. It's time for the Geocaching Log of the Week. Whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email or recording to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can call in to 253-693-TFTC and show us just how you glow.
And this week's glow was submitted by GSM times 2, who I'm going to guess is probably in the chat. I don't have the chat open tonight because I'm not in my home studio.
He is.
But
He is
odds are he's in the chat. Always count him. And it's a log from Tigger RD for GC93 Papa Zulu Tango. Care Bear 64, 5,000 finds. The log reads, Care Bears are a favorite around here. At least they were when my kids were young, and I still enjoy the characters. Here's a Care Bears story of ours that was quite memorable. When we were in New Orleans, pre-Katrina, my daughter dropped her Funshine Bear in the streets, just outside of Café du Monde. I couldn't give it back to her. I just couldn't trust what all had been on the streets and then having her hug up on that stuffed animal. So we tossed it and called a friend who lived in the area, thankfully, and she was able to find one in the stores near her house and then come out to meet us at the Audubon Aquarium and slip it into the bottom of the stroller to discover later. And now, look at me and this hobby, where we dig about for containers left behind by others in dirt, trees, bushes, stumps, lampposts, metal poles, telephone poles, and so many other sites. Building up my own immune system while celebrating other people's milestones of find. Thanks so much for this cache and the fun puzzle too. Many congratulations to ShareBear on this milestone, and many thanks for all the puzzles where you've given me a nudge to get to the correct solution.
Nice. What a great friend, right? To go out and buy a stuffed animal for, somebody else's child and then sneak it in during a trip to an aquarium. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, my car got dirty. Would you go buy a car and slip it into my garage when I'm not looking?
Okay. Now, what color Matchbox car do you want?
I was going to say, I've got a little one that is totally, I just slide that right in.
Slide that right in.
You know what? I'd buy you two.
Wow. What a friend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know where to go from that. So let's just go back to talking about caching. And for those of you iPhone users, because Android isn't a thing in this world, Cachely 7.0 has been released.
Woohoo!
Press release, news item. So everybody else except LandMonkey and me can enjoy that release.
Yeah.
And get out and go caching with Cachely 7.0.
Ooh. Wow, that's a good line. I should license that. Oh, Cachely 7.0. They did some good things. Now the message center opens up without having to jump out to a browser. So kind of like what happens in Twitter or Facebook when you click a link, it opens up within the app, but opens up a browser within the app. It doesn't have to.
Okay.
So little things like that make it kind of nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and there are other things. But we're not here to talk about crashing tonight. We're here to talk about this new leaderboard challenge that HQ released. Is this the second week of it? Or thereabouts? This is the first week it's officially started. And JT Coffee is ready to talk about this. She's geared up and ready to go. Look at this. She's got her helmet and sunglasses on.
I hear it's mountain climbing. I've got all the stuff. I've got my well wishes, inspiration, my Tibetan prayer flags that are often in high mountains. Super ready. All the climbing.
Wow, I can't compete with that. So now in the month of August until March 6th, you can collect points by logging geocaches and adventure locations, earn up to 2 new souvenirs each month, and this is going on for 7 months. By collecting enough points to reach the summit of each month's mountain. So if you do this for all 7 months, you get to earn the Peak Performer Meta souvenir. So you better get going now, because if you miss a month, too bad for you. You only get 14 instead of 15 souvenirs. I know, it'll shatter you.
There's lots of points out there, I understand. How do you earn these points?
That's the part that we have trouble thinking about. That's why we brought JT Coffee on. So each month we'll have a different point value for different types of finds, right? Now, we know for this month, multi-caches are the big winner at 600 points. Mystery caches are 500, Earth caches at 450, Adventure Lab cache or Adventure Lab location at 350. Is it a location or the entire Adventure Lab? It's each location. The
whole thing is an Adventure Lab that contains many locations.
Right, but from the page, it reads an Adventure Lab cache.
Yes, so that's the per location.
Per location, okay. That's what I assumed is location. For 350 points, and the regular old traditional found it on anything else is 325 points.
What if you just found the TV remote that's been missing for a month?
That's probably worth 1,000 points because You missed out on all the Olympics.
Yeah. All right. So, in addition to points, there are souvenirs, and there are a lot of souvenirs. And I think this is where we really need to lean on JT Coffey's expertise, because a lot of these souvenirs I can't pronounce. So, what better way to put our guest on the spot than tell us about some of these awesome souvenirs we can earn?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you want me to go for it? I'll go for it. I can explain.
Yeah, jump right in there, because you not only can probably pronounce these, I'll bet you've been to all of these summits.
Oh yeah, no problem. I've been to a whole bunch.
I believe it.
Only in my dreams. So each of the souvenirs are based on the tallest peaks, the 7 tallest peaks around the world. So it's each of the tallest peaks per continent. And the August one is Puncak Jaya, which is the tallest peak in Oceania. It's in Indonesia. And for each of those 7 peaks, there is a base camp souvenir. So you get those just with a small number of points. Then you get the summit, the maximum number of points. And that's true for all 7 of them. So, and the points are exactly what the real live summit is. That's how you know.
Wow. I like it. That explains why there's 2 for each one.
Exactly.
And of course, if you get them all, you get that peak performance. So.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. Visual aids. This is the new symbol for peak, is it?
Yeah,
yes.
This is the peak.
Sultan. Okay. This one. I don't know.
Sorry, gotta make it. Yeah.
Oh man, you threw me off with that one. Okay, so with that said, how are we going to plan to achieve all these souvenirs? I mean, 2 a month, that's pretty easy to do, but the point thing, that's going to throw me off. Now, when it came to planning, JT Coffey, you were the first person that came to mind.
I am a bit of a planner.
we've had you on some shows, and wow, can you do some planning?
Almost to a fault. Yeah, this one is definitely going to take some planning. It's all about optimizing. If you're worried, like, gosh, how am I going to know how many points I should get? It varies every month. How will I keep on top of it? I'm super busy. This is a 7-month challenge, and you can't just sprint to the end. So it's all about optimizing. And the final souvenir, like you said, is only available if you get all of the other ones. So the last thing you want to do is miss one somewhere in the middle. So you're going to because you can't go back. Once the month is over, the points reset. You start over. So it's going to take some planning.
That's right.
I'm willing to bet, though, that you've already got pages in either your main notebook or auxiliary notebooks. Maybe a notebook for each summit. Dedicated to this.
I have a notebook for every bag I carry is really what it turns out to. So I'm never without one. But this is like my desk notebook. And real true. But what I've been doing to pre-plan, because like you mentioned, there's different point values for different cache types. So I have been doing some deliberate puzzle solving, some pre-solving, so that I have some ready to go. And I've started to think about months that are tougher for me to find caches for whatever reason, because we're going to have, winter where there's lots of family stuff. There is lots of weather that's challenging. And certainly here in the Pacific Northwest, especially when you start to get those really big snow days. So I need to make sure that I have some caches queued up and ready to go and close by if the weather gets treacherous.
Oh, that's great. I love the idea of pre-solving those puzzle caches to have them ready, because they're just a found it. So just 325 points this month, but they could be a big point earner in the months to come.
Never know.
That's right. So
exactly.
Now, we're not asking you to spill any inside information, but we know that the point values are going to change each month based on the height of the peak. And the points for each cache type are going to change. And I assume they're going to emphasize a particular cache type or 2 or 3 per month to kind of help get some variety right? Because why just go out and find all the puzzle caches or multi caches? Spread them out so you get a good variety of everything. So
you're absolutely right. As you can see, they're scaled for elevation and then for the different caches. And my colleagues at HQ like to keep you on your toes. So they haven't revealed what the rest of the months are going to be. So this, for a planner, this can be stressful. So I've picked out a few multis on trips that I'm planning. So like for this month, I want to optimize and make sure that I get those points. So I've picked out a couple multis that I know I'm going to get. And then we talked about adventure labs. Each location is 350 points. And often an adventure lab has 5 different locations, sometimes maybe even more, sometimes even less. You just never know. If it has that average 5 locations, that's 1,750 points just for for completing an adventure lab. So that's awesome. And it'll help you really optimize your outing by focusing on those high ticket items or high point items.
Very cool. Now, Chris mentioned we're not asking you to spill any inside information, but I just want to add, we're not going to stop you either. So if you want to throw out any tip for our podcast audience, we won't tell anybody.
I'd make sure that you have that Adventure Lab app downloaded if you haven't already.
There you go. Just a subtle hint there, folks.
Yeah.
So
and now you get, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Wits End, but you also get to see Adventure Lab locations on the regular app. So the geocaching app and of course Cachely, you get to see the Adventure Lab start locations on your map, so you're not missing anything as you're out and about.
I love that update. I was so excited to pull up the app and you can see where the pin is for your Adventure Lab experience, your adventure. And then if you click on you touch it, it goes to the Adventure Lab app and you can go through the whole process. But it's so nice because so many times in the past anyway, I missed an Adventure Lab because I didn't pre-plan or something, or it's new and I didn't put it on my list or something like that. But now the map lets you know that there's something else there.
Mm-hmm. And I've done it the other way around too. I've been doing adventures and I get so focused on that, I don't remember, oh wait, there might be a cache nearby that I should open up, the geocaching app just to look to see, oh, look, there is one right here. You get focused. Okay, I found this one. Got to go get the next one.
Yeah.
And so having that on one app or one map really is nice.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It's so nice to have that improvement.
It's a really good feature. Now, I mentioned earlier that some of these summits, locations, I can't even pronounce and maybe haven't even heard of, but you probably have. You probably got a notebook. You've got all this information about them. I would love, like you, to have gone to all of them. But tell me about maybe some of the travel aspects of this, because it's exciting. I mean, some of these summits are, as you mentioned, all over the world. And I would love to go there in person, but at least I can go there virtually with these souvenirs.
Exactly. I am loving the travel aspect of this promotion. There's so much creative with all the different promotions and challenges that happen. And they reach so many different audiences and appeal to so many different likes. This one really hits me because I love mountains and I love travel and traveling to mountains, go figure. And so the idea that this is, and paired with this year of not as much traveling as I've done in the past, and wistfully not doing, earning as many souvenirs as I would like to for travel specifically. This is like a happy meet in the middle. And each of these peaks really exist. They're in real places in real countries where there are people that climb them, and you can learn about them. You can learn about their first summit or how people summit, how often people summit. One of them has the biggest gold mine in the country. And some people, the one let's see, I think it's Vincent. That one's in Antarctica. Elbrus, Mount Elbrus, the biggest one in Europe, which is in Russia. I looked online and there's pictures of people climbing it on horseback, which just absolutely astounded me.
Awesome.
And so it feels like I'm there. You know, I have the opportunity and I'm inspired to learn about these places as I see that souvenir pop up and I look at the beautiful art that's been made, and then I can imagine it traveling there.
That's right. You know, not everybody has mountains around them all the time like we do here in the Northwest.
Right.
I mean, you know, hardly a day goes by that I don't, well, maybe I don't think about Mount Rainier. I may not always see it in the winter. It's there. I know it's there.
It's there. Right.
But, you know, the last few months have been beautiful weather, and that mountain is just, you know, bright. I learned that the civil engineers who plan the highways and such, if they had a chance, they aimed you right at the mountain. You know, if they needed to make a turn, they went a little bit wider just so you could be pointed at the mountain for a little bit more.
I've always thought things like national parks or places, roads that have really good views should prepare you for the view and have like a sign that says caution, view ahead or something. Because so many times you come around the corner and you're like, oh, wow, there it is. And it's like the light hits it perfectly and you want to take a picture, you want to pull over, and then you're traveling at a fast speed and that's not safe. So I always feel like you should be prepared for mountain majesty every time.
You know, I am a sucker for the, you know, viewpoint here, or, you know, viewpoint in, you know, 4 miles or whatever. Let's go look at it. I mean, they're telling us it's worth stopping to look at. So let's go stop and look at it. And guess what? There's usually a geocache there.
Exactly. Double score.
So now you've given us a few tips on how to plan a little bit. Let's get into some more of that. How do we plan the best? What should we do? What should we have ready to be able to hit this? Wits End is coming in and out, but what should we do to hit this each and every month?
He's keeping us on our toes.
I know he is.
Oh, wow. Now he's sideways. Like, it's a mystery man. So the number one tip that I've got is that you need to pay attention to the calendar, because unlike other challenges or promotions in the past, the first Monday of every month, the points and the leaderboard resets. It goes to 0. Everything you've done is wiped clean and everyone starts again. So I have a notification on my calendar for the Friday before that, so that I make sure to check my points so that I have a weekend. Because you may live in a place where you have lots of caches and you don't necessarily have to worry about these promotions because you'll get them and that's fine. But because this meta souvenir, this end cap souvenir, depends on all of the rest of them and you can't go back, you want to make double sure that you're not missing anything just by accident. So I have a notification on that Friday to check my points, make sure that I have achieved the souvenirs that I want to achieve. And if I haven't, I've got a whole weekend to panic and prepare and get all caught up so that you can start the next month and the next challenge and hit that next peak and set yourself up for getting that meta souvenir.
That tip alone is worth the price of admission.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that is so good to know that it's first Monday. It's not the 31st or 30th of the month or the first of the month. It's the first Monday, wherever that may fall.
Exactly. So you got to be on top of it.
You might have, if you know, the calendar tips over to September, you go, oh, wait, you might have an extra day if you need to rush and go do something.
Exactly. And it's so easy to forget because, like, you know, I like to kind of rush and if for these promotions, I don't want to have to stress about them. So I often plan a whole trip or a weekend just to rush all the way through the end of it, just to make sure I get it. But then I can't do that this time. And so you have to, if you're like me and you're normally just kind of one and done and get it done, you can do that once a month until March, but you can't do it all the way to the end this time.
That's right.
Yeah.
UDAC says, I like that schedule.
Yeah.
And GSM times 2 gives us the advice here. If you've reached the summit in the second week of a month, should you stop geocaching?
That might be tempting. to stop and save everything, but that's kind of operating on a scarcity mindset rather than an abundance mindset. Just go and find more, and maybe save one puzzle for a rainy day or an emergency backup adventure lab or something like that. But there's something that it's a gift of the Pacific Northwest is there's always new caches. So you can find the ones that you have near you, and you don't have to save and plan economically. Although if you know that maybe November, you've got a lot of family birthdays and anniversaries and celebrations and all kinds of things that are going to be other asks of your time. Maybe you can save some for those, but you don't have to stop. You can keep caching.
Never miss an opportunity to get out and get caching.
That's right.
Ooh, there's another good tagline. You're just full of it tonight.
I feel like I've heard that one before.
I'm full of something. Some people have already got their August souvenirs. Briarlang says, I got my 2 August souvenirs on the first day. And I think he included their hashtag overachiever, if I read it right.
Yes.
Oh, no, hashtag summit. Sorry.
Sorry.
That's right.
I misread it. My fault.
August is that month for me that has all these like family birthdays and anniversaries and like just so many other things to do. So I've gotten my base camp so far, but I haven't gotten my summit yet. I will. But
okay, so here's a question. Is the base camp always going to be one find, or is that going to change in altitude to match, say, the real base camp on the mountains?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. That's a surprise waiting for us next month. My second tip is that one that we've kind of talked about a little bit, which is a little bit of planning for those tricky months. Those puzzles that you've been saving forever and ever, get them solved. Reach out, find a friend and get them to help you so that you've got those ready. If you are worried that you don't have enough time to find all those caches to get all those points, then start working on some of those puzzles, or take a look at some of what those multis that you've been pushing off to another time. What is that going to entail? So that way you can get those found, since those will very likely be higher points.
Are you, JT Coffee, a fan of pre-finding caches?
I don't pre-find generally. I pre-solve for multis. If I over in our area, there are overlapping multis. And so sometimes I'll work on multiples at the time, but I'll find one and then save another one for another day. Certainly when I was working on filling my multi calendar, I did that for sure. I don't so much anymore because now it's just, I can find them all. Why not? But yeah, pre-solving multis it kind of turns them into traditionals. If you think about it that way, you have that final ready to go on your map whenever you need it.
There you go. I was thinking, I know people have done that for streaks, right? They'll go out and, pre-find a cache. Okay, it's there. So if I need it, I know right where it is and I can go get it. And, so I was just curious if that would be something to come into this. It's not quite like streaking, but it's not dissimilar, right? You do have to plan. You have to, work it out so that you don't run out. Exactly.
My third tip for you is checking on your leaderboard. If you haven't found your leaderboard or just haven't paid much attention to it, now is the time to do that. If you look on your dashboard, there's a list on the left-hand side. There's a link right there. It says leaderboard. And if you click that, that'll give you, there it is. Amazing. Ooh. It's right there. It is a list of how all of your friends are doing on this challenge. And it gives you the point breakdown because, like we've said, it's going to change. And you definitely don't want to be operating off of last month's point values. So that will be where you can find that information. And what the actual what the summit point level actually is in your leaderboard. And if you don't have any friends yet, you won't see any friends, but this is the perfect time to add some friends, and you can watch them achieve these challenges too, or help encourage them. Or maybe if you see one of your friends that's struggling to accumulate some points, you can say, let's go caching together if it's safe to do so. And, or maybe you could work on a puzzle together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for Wits End, it says Leaderhosen, not Leaderboard.
That's right. Yeah. Later hosting. And you know, if
I had to mispronounce it on purpose. It fits better.
That's right. And as JT Coffee said, if you don't have any friends, add me as a friend, because I'm there to help you feel good about yourself, because it's almost a guarantee you're going to have more points than I do. I use the leaderboard to see just how far behind Land Monkey I am.
Oh. Sometimes that works.
Land Monkey kicked it out of the park this week, or this month. He's at 9,800 points last time I saw.
Ooh.
That's not normal. That's not right.
Optimize. He's an optimizer.
Right. Hey, UDAC wants to know, what about encouraging local cachers to hide new caches for others?
Well, that's always a terrific idea. I totally think that's great. And that's a great way to get everybody excited. It doesn't earn you any points, but it helps you support others in getting points, and refreshes the map around you, which is always good too.
Yep. That's what GSM times 2 is saying. It's good for the community. It may be a good time to place more geocaches, even refreshing the game board. Yep.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, GSM times 2 is still at 0, apparently. Not that we're picking on anyone. I'm just saying. Somebody said...
Got plenty of time. It's still single digits of August. You've got just oodles of time.
Cash the Line said, all my August finds are drafts still. Now, if you do a note, DNF, I'm sure there's some other log types. Those aren't going to get you any points.
Right. So that's why they said a found it log. It's if you attended an event, that's an attended log, not a found it log. Because not every place can have events yet at this time. And so they don't get you any points for this particular month, for this particular challenge.
So not to be nitpicky, but what if I make a draft and then forget to make it finalize it to a found it until after the Monday? Does it then go back, or just how does that work?
I'm not totally sure in terms of souvenirs. I do know that it will keep that day. So even if you log you hold your draft, you hit it for that particular day, let's say today, August 5th, and you don't get around to actually logging that find or doing your found it log until September 5th, it'll still keep it on the day of the 5th. And I don't know if it'll translate. I wouldn't risk it.
No, turn those drafts into found it.
That's right.
Spend some quality time.
Get up to date on your drafts.
Right.
Okay.
I have a friend on my leaderboard with 66,600 points so far this week, and it's not Land Monkey.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's impressive. I am envious of their abundance of time and caches.
So much fun. Brian Lang says, will the points change each month as the mountains get higher? I'm assuming he's referring to the cache types. So yes. Multi-cache, puzzle cache.
Very likely. I don't know exactly what they will be, but they will be scaled appropriately. So you don't have to find 19,000 caches in order to get a certain summit, a souvenir.
Good.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, whew, that's a lot of power trails.
Yeah, it is.
19,000 lifetimes for me.
So we're making a trip down to Nevada, right?
Yeah. I'll get the van.
Yeah, okay. GSM times 2 says that he suspects that JT Coffee will get them all the souvenirs.
Oh, yes. That is
all the souvenirs.
Non-negotiable.
And he also wants to know, are your flags related to the event? Please explain more.
Oh, these are Tibetan prayer flags. And they are used to send good wishes. Himalayan Buddhists often have them. Each color represents a different thing, a different element of the earth. The blue is sky, that sort of thing. And they send well wishes. So if you were to Google images of like Everest summit, for example, you would have a lot of these just hither and yon. And since I knew we were talking mountaintops, I was inspired to hang them up today.
Is there a summit somewhere that's missing their Tibetan flags?
That's a good question. Sounds like a trip plan. I need to go there.
Starcaster says, thanks, JT Coffee. I just set a reminder for the last Friday of each month to help me to remember to check Reach the Peak. I think I'll be at the peak by then, but it would always be good to check.
Yeah.
There you go.
You don't want to make it to March and not know what happened when the souvenir doesn't show up in your profile, only to have missed a day back in October.
Yeah. Your tips are already being put to good use. That's awesome.
That's right. People don't waste time. When they hear a JT Coffee tip, they put it right to use.
As you should.
3 Ham says, I've already hit my goal for this year, which was to find 2,000 caches each year. Darn you.
Oh boy,
I'm all choked up about
I know it's a very emotional goal that I'm taken aback as well.
I'm so sorry. You've reached your goal. It's only October. It's only August.
August, yeah.
Hold on. I think I'm
okay.
Darn you challenge. Now I got to find multiple caches each month.
Gotta keep caching.
That's an
so
impressive
sorry,
goal.
No more coasting throughout the year.
Yeah.
I haven't found 2,000 caches in my geocaching lifetime, so that's an impressive goal.
That is. Mm-hmm.
And as Chris coughs up along, we'll say, what else is there?
I'm just drinking water. I've drunk a lot of water. How come now I'm having problems drinking water?
West Coaster thinks we should get points for logging a DNF.
Okay. No. Not going to happen.
You should log your DNFs, though. That's for sure.
Cash the Line said, I don't have it here. You need bonus points for caches that have attributes such as climbing gear or difficult climbing.
Ooh, that would be fun. That would be a fun way. That's the kind of thing I like to do. I like to get my last point on something that has a mountain involved or something like that. So that's a fun extra personal bonus challenge. I'm inspired.
Now, a couple of shows ago, we did attributes, talking about all the different attributes. I feel like you would be one that would be doing a challenge cache to fill in all your attributes.
I've signed a few that have to do with certain numbers of attributes found. So I'm working on a couple of those. Okay. Telephone ones I think I'm working on currently. And I have found all of the attributes that I can thus far.
Okay.
There's a couple others in our area, like a field puzzles, I believe, off the top of my head, and I think there's a kids one nearby. I could be in a different region in my head, but yeah, I do love those because of our handy dandy search tool. You can search for attributes now, which is so exciting.
And future summit just might include that difficulty or climbing gear. You never know.
Exactly.
Not outside the realm of possibility.
Right. May even help you with your fizzy challenge. I mean, I know.
They may throw in something about attributes. They may throw something in about travel bugs. You don't know how the points are going to go each month. Keeps
it exciting.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, the listeners are not helping me. Komakino says, don't cry. And Fryling says, I have a drinking problem.
Yeah.
It's a terrible day to give up sniffing glue.
Yeah.
That's from Airplane.
That's a movie reference. Yes. In case
Shirley, you must be joking.
Yeah. I'm not joking, and please don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay. GSM times 2, who's very much into adventures right now.
Ooh.
As he's doing an adventure. No, he's finished the adventure series on Highway 1, I believe. Yes. And
Nice.
Route 66. So what does he have? He has Route 66, then go up Highway 1 to Lincoln Highway. So apparently you can do a big triangle adventures right through the middle of the country.
I love that.
And who wouldn't want to do that?
So fun.
He says maybe someone can do an adventure of all the mountains where you have to go to the mountaintops. That would be an adventure worth
That's
doing.
quite the long distance adventure, but somebody out there could do it.
Somebody. Wow.
Toot 66 is almost done. I think he means Route 66. I just had to say it. Route 66 is almost done. There's a couple, I think there's 1 or 2 adventures you have to go live. And then, can you imagine all those adventures done? That's amazing.
So cool.
Okay. And we were talking about mountains and freeways and such. He says, GSM times 2 says the best surprise view is going through the tunnel at Yosemite.
I was just there and I just did that. And it was incredible. We were coming through at sunset too. So everything was like in the golden hour and everything was
hour, yeah.
just on the mountains were just on fire. And that's another place that needs like danger. There are some signs that say pedestrians crossing and like be aware. And it's public enough that people know that they're in for a treat when they pop out of that tunnel. But you need to be careful because there's all kinds of amazing things to see in that park.
And you're looking up the mountains. You need to pay attention to your driving.
Exactly.
I've never been to Yosemite, but there are some awesome tunnels pointed right at Mount Rushmore. I realize, the carvings are not a natural occurring phenomenon, but it's still very impressive.
Yes. A feature for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those that, you follow the signs. It's over here somewhere and you turn, it's like, there it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a wow.
Yeah.
Mount St. Helens is that way here in the Pacific Northwest because it's not very tall. And so it kind of hides behind the mountain hills as you're driving through. And you're like, somewhere, it's got to be around here somewhere. And then you come around, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, I went camping there with my son a couple of years ago in that area. And I really wanted to do there's a loop. It's not the crater loop because you have to get a pass to do that. There's another loop trail. And he's like, no, Dad, I'm not interested. I'm like, oh, come on. I really wanted to do. You sure? Yeah, I think you're interested. Come on. No. Okay. I'm not going to force you this time. We've had a good time together. I won't make you hike longer than you want to. Okay. Golly. Let's see.
The chat has been very lively tonight.
The line says mountains on fire. Too soon.
Yeah, definitely too soon.
Oops. I clicked that by accident. Okay. I think that covers this. So get out there, get those caches that are going to get you to the peak. Remember that mountain peak is going to change values every month. So plan ahead.
Exactly.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode of Caching in the Northwest, and thank you for tuning in. I want to take a moment to thank Landsharks and Gold Country Geotourism, our corporate Denali level sponsors. Look at the quality artwork there. Landsharks is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online, and they ship orders daily. Now, Chris and Helen say thank you to all the geocachers from the island and mainland who have come to visit us at our new location. We sincerely appreciating having you stop by and look forward to seeing more geocachers as travel opens up further. And of course, for simply amazing geocaching adventures, check out explore goldcountry.com. And make sure you know before you go, because there's a lot of things that's closed up there.
It's true.
You are not going to regret doing any of the Gold Country caches.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to thank all of the faithful Denali level supporters. That's Land Sharks, Gold Country Geotours, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cashley.
That's right. And of course, all of our great patrons. We thank you. Like Gas Station Tuna,
MC3 Cats,
Kennel Barb,
T Sayer,
Sege Hove,
Wet Coaster,
Genies,
GSM times 2,
Fairwood West,
Hid Vegas 19,
Boomer 365,
Donners,
Just Finding Our Way.
LG 9000,
How about the Seebeck Tribe?
or Greenwords,
Broncos Fan for Life.
3 Hems and a Rose,
Ooh, CRS 98.
Al the Rubric,
Ari 54321.
Logwork,
And Peach of Washington.
Ebnerf,
Camp Clan.
Get MacD,
How about B Pendragon?
or Antads,
Ackerdock.
the Geo Travelers.
And Sprouter. He's not with
On
the
a boat.
Geocachers.
No, he's not on a boat, but on a boat.
On a boat. Keats 94.
Kitty Quest,
GeoNav Pros.
Dick Magnet,
You Talks to Rocks.
Director Zero,
Team Noltex.
Wino Seattle,
Doramore.
UDEC,
Subway Mark.
and Limax.
And Limax.
Great list of people. Some of those people will actually work with JT Coffee.
Yes,
I
they
was gonna
do.
say, I know some of those people
Yeah.
in real life
know some
and
of those
in
people.
virtual world.
You've met some of those people and I haven't.
Yeah.
You know, because some people have become patrons since the lockdowns and there hasn't been events. And
Yeah.
there's some patrons I've never seen face to face.
Yeah. We are starting to get out and have a few more events, though. It's been fun. I went to an event not too long ago. With
What?
JT Coffee hosted it. I was there. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a fun surprise to see you.
That was fun. Yeah. Hopefully I'll make some more of those as time goes on there. So,
That'd be
Nice.
awesome.
and we loved having you on the podcast. You're always a welcome guest. I'll come back anytime. If somebody wanted to reach out and get in touch with you, is there a way that you would prefer they do that?
There's so many ways. We were talking about leaderboard friends before. I'll be your friend.
Hey, there you go.
And I'm JT Coffee. Oh wait, other side. There we go. JT Coffee. It says it right here. And you're welcome to friend me on geocaching.com or reach out in the message center. And I'm there's always a tab open on my computer of geocaching.com. So that's very easy to get me there. Most of my geocaching adventures I put on Instagram, and you can find me there at Jessie, which is JES_SEA.
Little play on words there. And she hosts great events.
I do love events.
Nice. And of course, you can find us on any of the social medias, Chris of the Northwest and my good friend. I say my best friend, Wits End.
Ah,
Now, folks, for a segment, which I can no longer call new, but it's a segment nonetheless. JT Coffee, you've never done this segment before, have you?
I did. It was the first car. That was the question that I.
Okay.
oh
Yeah.
yes.
That's right. Boy. So you've been on the podcast in the last 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, then this segment, I almost called it a new segment again. It's still new in the history of the podcast. Okay. Just look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
is this segment we call Last. Listeners asked some things, and now we get to answer. If you would like to ask some things, call it at 253-693-TFTC, or you can email your question to feedback@cashingnw.com. Now, here's the question. The zombie apocalypse is coming. That's not a question, that's a statement. It's coming one way or another. Who are the three people you want with you?
Ooh.
Wits End, you're thinking about it. I'm going to throw it right to you.
There's an interesting conundrum. Who would I want with me? Well, go back to my sitcom history. I'm going to go to Gilligan's Island. I would want the professor.
Yes.
Because the man can make anything out of coconuts.
Right.
So I think we'd be well taken care of there.
Right.
Somehow he fixed a transistor radio with coconuts.
Exactly.
You know, I have a degree in electronic engineering, and I still can't figure that one out.
Yeah, that was. I would probably need somebody good with combat. Nobody in Gilligan's Island comes to mind for that.
How about the headhunter? No, they never did well, did they?
No. Maybe somebody like MacGyver or like that. And then I need a third person, so I'll go back to Gilligan's Island and I'll take Marianne with me for reasons I will not disclose.
I thought you were going to go with Wrong Way Feldman from Gilligan's Island. He had a plane.
He did.
Do you remember Wrong Way Feldman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember Bingo, Bango, Bongo, and Irving.
And Irving. I still use that one. JT Coffee, what about you? Do you have 3 people you choose?
I think I have 3 like types of people.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was thinking like someone just who was slower than I was, and that spot can be filled by whomever. But now I was kind of thinking strength in numbers, and I think I would like to have someone who knows how to cook really well and who could then so that whomever, because it's me and 3 people, so we have this little team of 4. So I want one of those people to be able to cook anything that we find.
Good.
I want someone funny to help us keep perspective. So I'd take Bill Murray along or something like that, just to keep us on our toes. And then someone to just like handle it. Some sort of either superhero, just like the Rick Grimes, like Rambo type of like, I'm just going to solve this. Done.
Mm-hmm. Those are excellent choices. I really like the cook one, the food one, because I like to eat. And I would love to be along as your part of your foursome, except that I would probably be the slow one. So,
and nobody wants to be that one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. See how slow he is? He's not even moving right now.
Oh, no. He's just frozen in time. It was all a ploy to demonstrate how he would. Oh, yeah.
There he is.
It's hotel Wi-Fi. Sorry, it's not.
Sure, it is.
Excuses.
I like all your thinking. Now, I've got some plumbing issues at home, so I think I would want a plumber. Right? I mean, especially if you're going to be at the end, having a good working toilet, that has a lot of weight to it right there.
You don't appreciate it if you don't have one.
Yeah, exactly. And then, a builder, somebody who could build things. I might be able to do that, but I would want somebody who can build better than I can. And then maybe a hunter to get us some food. So
somebody to hunt, and then JT Coffee's got the cook.
Right.
Yeah. And I've got the professor. He can build you a stove.
There you go.
Okay.
And
so
and a thing to cook the food in.
Yeah.
The coconuts. Yeah.
Coconuts. Maybe we should all team up.
There you go.
Okay. 3 Ham says, I want 3 physically unfit geniuses. Let the zombies catch them. And feast on their brains.
Oh
yeah.
Starcasher wants Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea.
I scrolled too far.
Too far.
Subway Mark wants ninjas.
Oh, you wouldn't see
the zombies
coming.
could never catch them, could they?
No.
That's true.
Bill Murray is a great choice. Yeah. This is totally how to choose a team.
Food and
Komakino says Bill Murray in Zombieland didn't last long.
Didn't last long, yeah.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't appreciate what you got till it's gone. You should write a song. You Talks to Rock says, I want a time traveler. That would make the most sense, right?
Maybe the doctor. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I bet the professor could build a time machine out of coconuts.
Yeah. And Marianne from Gilligan's Island can cook.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
she always
totally one of those are.
made coconut cream pies for Gilligan.
That's literally why I chose her.
How did they get meringue?
That's a good question.
Right? I don't know these things.
Special
coconut
island
milk.
eggs.
Oh yeah. That's right.
You know, those.
Shh, don't tell anybody about those. I'm still a little choked up about it. Hey, folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on cachingnw.com website. And if you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Gives us a thumbs up and a review. You can call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or carry us piggyback up to the mountaintop any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. This show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2021 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, I do that just so you know that those credits are read live every week. This isn't a recording.
That's why.
Real people.
And
The
now-
after show.
And now we go into the after show. That's right. There are real people doing this. This isn't pre-recorded. If it was pre-recorded, it would probably sound better.
Yeah,
Oh, let's see. IHAM starts off with a FATAS because this is the part of the show where we read the FATAS. So if you've got something to add, use the hashtag FATAS in tonight's show, right there in the live chat. FATAS got to meet M-Nerve in person on Saturday. We were sitting in our car and here, all we know is he's called Land Monkey from the car behind us.
He's called Land Monkey.
Nice.
That would be interesting.
GSM times 2 says there's the public list of 94 adventures on Route 66.
Check that out.
Let me share that link.
It's a bit.ly link. 3 lowercase Nancy, uppercase Zulu, lowercase Yankee, uppercase Hotel, 9 lowercase X-ray. But paste it in the chat.
Obviously.
I got it. No problem.
Yeah. See?
And for those of you driving, good luck.
Pull over, hit rewind, and then write it down.
Please.
The
Please
key point there, pull over first.
Or, if you've got somebody with you in the car, make them drop their phone and write this down. Keats94 says the Trans Canada Adventure Lab series is gaining traction, aiming to get everything set up by GeoWoodstock next year. It's been incredible to work with cachers across Canada. How
That's
cool is
awesome.
that?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And then we need to link that somehow down into the States to the Lincoln Highway so that we could just, zigzag across North America and get all the adventures.
Because by GeoWoodstock, the border might be open.
It might be. I don't know what's going to happen. A couple of years ago, I prided myself on, knowing, okay, here's the 5-year plan. Here's what we're going to do. And now I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know. We just have to go with it.
Yeah.
I know, though, I'm going to get enough caches to earn 2 souvenirs a month. That's one thing I do know.
There you go.
And that everything you plan, you'll get all the way to plan C before you actually do it.
No battle plan survives first contact with the enemy.
That's right. Who was it? Was it Muhammad Ali? Says you've got a great plan until you get punched in the mouth.
That's good.
GSM times 2 said that US 395 would get you close. Someone should do it. I wonder who could plan, a set of adventure labs along a highway.
Gosh, if only we knew someone. Huh. That's too bad.
Maybe someone.
Oh, that means I have to organize the I-5 series.
Ooh.
I could do that.
Got lots of free time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time in my car lately. Can I do it all from the car? Just phone calls while
I
I'm
think
driving.
being on I-5 is all you have to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's slow enough you can get out and get caches while you're commuting to work.
Right.
You know, you put your car in neutral and just let it coast. Like 3 miles an hour while you get out, come back, and nobody's going to be upset. There's no space that's gone.
Professional stuff run close course to try this at home.
You're like, the geofence is down. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. It's the geofence is down. I gotta go. Like,
there have been a couple of times we've been stuck on I-90, right there by I call it Stump Lake. I've lost the name. Keechelis.
Yeah.
Keechelis, right there near the Ape Cache.
Yeah, near Hyack there. Mm-hmm.
And I thought, if we're stuck on the highway not going anywhere, I could go get this cache and come back.
The one on the island there.
Yeah, the one on the island. And if you do, break free and start to move, just pull over and wait for me. I won't be long.
Yeah. And you'll be able to see each other the whole time. So
Certainly.
No problem.
Yeah. No, and my wife wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Once again, we do not condone these actions.
I do.
Disclaimer.
Oh. Okay. Hey, Keats94 says the first of the
Canada Highway Series.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. He said earlier that it's gaining traction, and now he says the first of the Trans-Canada Highway Adventure Lab series went live in Ottawa a few days ago. It's happening. It's really happening.
Yay.
So that's what T-Chows means. I like T-Chows.
Chichels.
Chichels. Okay. He expects a few more.
Yes, and for BC Cachers, he says, expect an important email very soon regarding lab deployment. So it is definitely happening. I'm excited for that. That's cool.
That is really cool.
GSM times 2 says US 395 would be much more interesting than I-5.
I spend an hour on I-5 every day. Anything would be more interesting than I-5.
I've seen I-5 pavement at a dead stop. It's really not that interesting.
Not at all.
No, you don't want to see road pavement at a dead stop. That's not what it's designed for.
No.
Let's see. Highway 93 goes from Mexico to Jasper.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I've been to Jasper.
2 men and 4
Route
ponies.
99.
Long lonesome ride. Route 99 is a lot like Route 66 if you're standing on your head.
but only at certain angles.
Oh boy. IAM says we've been stuck in traffic so slow that our Garmin asked if we wanted to switch to pedestrian mode.
They're so helpful. We see that you're going slowly. Would you like us to just switch over for you? You don't have to tell us. We'll just do it.
Ouch. Oh, and MC3 Cat says a root canal would be better than I-5. Okay, so I'm not doing the I-5 challenge.
And only slightly less expensive.
I don't know. I've had some root canals, folks. Hey, and until next week, don't get any root canals, but do go out and get caching in the Northwest.